You got him. You got him, son. You got him?
Yep.
All right. Way to go, Dano. Get him in here. He's all you, baby. Treble hooks and all. Oh, that's a good one, son. That is a good one. Get him in here. Swing him in. Folks, look at this. A little Rico bass.
Settle down.
Right off the bat, son. Right off the bat. What do you think? That's on the little one.
Yeah.
That's on the regular Rico. Oh, you get him? Here. That's the problem with trebles right there. That's a good fish. There you go.
Come on.
What'd you do? Get it in your finger?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's not bad.
Look at this. Folks, what a beautiful fish. Do you need help with that? Did you get it in your finger? Folks, today we are at Bartlett Lake, and man, I'm telling you, I'm excited. We're throwing the Ricos. I'm throwing the real Rico. We just watched a few bass blow up in here, but we're gonna try to catch some fish. And I'm with my buddy Dan Zehring, who just got picked up by Labina Lures.
I did.
So you got a bunch of variety of Ricos to try. But you know, we're gonna try the real Rico and the regular Rico, and all it is a little popper bait like this right here. He's got his stuck in his finger we're gonna have to get out, but we'll get it out for you, buddy. But man, I'm telling you, these are a lot of fun to throw. And again, you gotta watch the trebles, man. I'll tell you, those fish will definitely make sure you got a hook in you for sure. But we'll work on that, and I'll tell you what, we're gonna catch some fish. We have a full moon, so the bite is not like totally awesome, but you can still catch them in the morning and in the afternoon with these Ricos. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna see what we can't do, and we'll probably have to catch some under the boat too when they're suspended. But we're gonna figure out what it takes to catch them today. Dan, I'm sure you've helped us out with the show a lot over the years with being the camera boat, things like that. Had to bring him out. He's been a great friend for a long time and loves doing fishing. He loves fishing. He even came out last night and had a blast, didn't you?
I did.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Wait, first time on camera, I get to put a hook in my finger. Never, ever done that. But
hey,
if that's
this is called breaking it in right here, folks.
If I have to be indoctrinated this way, I'll...
We'll get it fixed. We'll be right back, folks. You got to be careful of those trebles when those fish start flopping around. And of course, without us using a net, it's a little bit tougher. And those fish will, usually it's the small ones that do that to you, you know?
Well, that fish threw me for a loop because I didn't think he was that big.
No, he was a good little fish. And you're throwing the smaller Rico. And there is a difference, folks. Let me tell you, when you have fish that are actually want that little more subtle deal, they'll go after that little Rico. You can't pass by that little Rico a lot of times, and it's kind of nice when you have two people in the boat. One can throw the big one, the other one can throw the little one, you know. Now, let's talk a little bit about cadence here. We both know that you got to figure out what they want as you're pulling it. So tell us what you were kind of doing. Was it a pop, pop, pause? Was it a real light twitch? It wasn't a big pop, I know that.
That one was more subtle.
Yeah.
I had been going a little bit more with the pop pop.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to do a subtle one, and it was just like a twitch, not even doing much of a splash. It was just like a twitch.
Now, tell the folks at home how long you've actually been throwing these baits. We know that you're sponsored by Labina Lures and Rico, and but the reality is this has been one of your favorite all-time
It is my favorite
baits. And folks, Dan guides, so he actually has guide trips out there, and he loves throwing these things. I mean, he gets his clients on them, and
I've been throwing these for over 15 years.
And I think what makes this bait so special, number one, is that shaved lip on the front actually lets the bait spit. So it'll spit little water droplets out in front of it when you twitch it and pop it a little bit. So it doesn't have that big cork popping sound. It's got more of a splash, you know, a spit to it. And you know, when you actually see water droplets out in front of the bait and the fish looks up and sees all them little water droplets hitting and it sees that one solid bait there, he might think that that little bait's chasing shad, or it could be shad moving around, and they come up and blast it.
And what I like is on the Rio Rico versus the Rico, you have a different sound also.
You do.
And if you have fish that maybe like right now where they're not going to be as aggressive, they've been feeding, just something that's subtle is enough maybe to trigger that bite. And so I can appreciate the fact that you have the difference in sound between the two baits. Oh, we can go there.
The corner.
Yeah, we can go there. There we go.
All right, son, did you get him?
Yeah, he's on.
They're hitting that little one, man. They're hitting the little one. Way to go, Dano. All right, Easy does it with this one.
You got,
Now, Easy does it with this one.
usually,
No more hooks in the finger. You got him?
you got both.
You got him
both,
good? Here.
Both trebles in.
Here you go, buddy. That's just for you.
Thank you.
That's on the little Rico. You're throwing that, what is it called, lime ice?
Lime ice.
And a lot of people don't throw that color. And a lot of times these fish don't see that, but I'm telling you, that's a great color, man. What a good looking fish. You get it?
Yeah, you just gotta.
Careful with your feather there. You know, he's not a giant fish, but he's still a nice Bartlett Lake bass. And what did you just say? Tell the folks at home what you just said about this cut I just brought you into.
I haven't been catching any fish in this cut. It would be nice to catch one in here.
And he was right on that flat.
Yeah, kind of the same thing, Johnny, with that cadence that I was doing.
Quail. Yeah, good job. Just kind of blooping it along, huh?
Yeah, he was off the bank just a little bit this time.
All right, well, we'll try to see what we can't do. These bites are few and far between, but when you get them, they're there. I mean, he committed. I had one blow up on this and it didn't commit. Now, how long have we been friends?
A long time.
Long time. You know I love you to death. I love having you as a guest on my show, and I really appreciate it. But you know, I've had a lot of guests on my show, and they've taken me to the cleaners, and I've had a good time, and you know, they always like catching the first fish. You know, when I asked you to tie me on a Rico last night, I didn't know you'd go this distance. Folks, this is what I've been throwing and why I haven't been getting blowed up on. Can you believe what he tied me on? Look at that. Do you see the hooks on that thing? How am I going to catch a fish with that? You see that? What did you tie me on? What in the world did he do to me? You sabotaged me. You're supposed to be my friend. No wonder I ain't getting no fish. Can you believe you did? Look at that. Why did you tie that on for me?
Oh, I thought oh, well. I didn't have my glasses on.
Folks, it's amazing to the extent these people go to try to catch more fish than me on my own show. I can't believe it. Dan, shame on you. Oh, there's one there. See, Dan, that's what happens when you have hooks. Doggone it. Look at that. That one came up and exploded.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, son. There we go. All right, got it. You see what happens when you have hooks?
You trust taking.
Man, you know what? I cooked you a cheeseburger last night, asked you to put on my Rico. Folks, and look what see, you just can't keep a good man down. Oh, that was fun, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Little Bartlett Lake bass. That was on that Rio Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fish. Well, I guess I have to confess. Dan really didn't tie that Rico on. I wasn't catching fish. I had to make an excuse. But what happened is that bait you were looking at is my tank demo bait. I tied it on.
That's all right.
I like having a little fun. You know that.
I'll take one for the team.
I hear you. I knew the shocked look on your face like, I didn't tie your bait on last night. You think I'd let somebody else tie my baits on? Come on, man. That's a good fish. He's right here in this tree. You know, and Dan, we've seen it. We've seen the little dragonflies, the bees, and also a lot of the bluegill hanging out in these trees. If you can find them on this lake, like these laydowns and stuff, you can catch fish off of them. Yeah. They're in there.
And we were just talking about that, about the dragonflies, and you were saying it's not just with the buzzbait. It works with the topwater with these Ricos also, if you see the dragonflies. And it wasn't 30 seconds later and you caught a fish.
You know, I get a lot of talk about the full moon. You know, as a matter of fact, I had a guy on the bank today tell me, you're going out on a full moon? Shouldn't you have been out last night? Probably we should have, but it's hard to film at night, so it's easier to do it this way. But the fact of the matter is, and we both fish tournaments, they have tournaments on a full moon. So you have to figure it out. Now, getting tighter to the cover a lot of times helps. Like this kind of cover right here, we made some fan casts around it, but I wasn't right on it like I wanted to be. And I'll make multiple casts to be sure that the bait gets right next to it, because they can be just sitting under there and their curiosity that close will come up. They may not reach out 3 feet for it, but if it's right there tight, they'll get it. So if you make a little bit more precise cast in the area when you hit something like this, I think your odds are better, especially during a full moon.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, you get one there, buddy. I knew it. I knew you'd get one there. That was a perfect cast, son. Get him in, get him in. Oh, that was perfect. See how tight you had to be to the wood?
Yep.
See how tight you had to be to the wood? There you go, there's a nice little one. Folks, he made a perfect cast right on that bush. Right on the bush, the fish was there. We were just talking about how tight you had to get. You miss it by 2 or 3 feet and you just don't catch the fish. You know what I mean? I think it's important. Look at this up in front of us.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? That's where we need to be. It's very important to try to pinpoint, but boy, when you start seeing these bass busting like this, it can become a lot of fun, but then you become what I call a fish chaser. You got to try to get up there and be in them when they're doing it, Because when you have a bunch of fish up there competing and trying to get those, throw that Rico up in there and boy, you'll have a hoot of a time. Oh, what was that?
That was a good one, Johnny. I don't know how. He must have just swiped at it. He didn't. Got him?
That's the 1-2 punch, folks. That's the 1-2 punch right there we were just talking about. I was able to get this out right away after you had that blow up. I stole your fish.
I'm glad I was able to help you.
Yeah, thank you, son. Oh man, he swallowed that that slim shot. Oh my goodness, look at that. He swallowed it. I gotta make sure I get this out. What happened, folks, is that this fish blew right up on his bait, and I just happened to pick up my drop shot real fast, throw it in there, and because I saw some fish on the graph right underneath, I was gonna drop that real quick, and threw in there where he had the bite, and that fish came back and got that.
Oh, Johnny.
Ah! Oh, gee!
That was perfect. Oh, right here, Johnny, you can see the swirl. You can see them.
I know, I gotta get in there.
They're moving towards that bush tree right there.
Look right underneath the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Look at these fish I just dropped on.
Yeah.
Got him, right under the boat. Yes.
Oh, there they go again.
Oh, it figures. As soon as I catch a fish, they start busting.
Right at that tree.
We're in a good spot, folks. We're in a good spot.
Oh, I didn't quite make the cast.
Look at that. They're pushing the shad down the bank. And this is called chasing the fish, folks. Chasing the fish. See those little ripples up in front of us are shad. And every once in a while, a school of bass will come up and actually hit those. And I'm looking at what I see down here, and I'm like, oh, I want to drop down to him. And then you see that. Did you get him?
He's a small one.
Let me just see if there's anything else in there. I threw a little tiny bait. That's called the slim shot. Arizona Custom Baits makes that, but what's really cool is when you start getting a lot of these schooling fish chasing them shad, if you can get something down to them when they come up and bust and you can't get them on the top water, or they bust on your top water and you can get something right in right away, a lot of times this little dude gets it done. Something small profile like that, they see it go straight down, they go down and whack it. And what's really cool about doing this technique, along with what we're doing, is the fact that these fish actually school. So there's a bunch of them and they compete for their food. So when this goes down there, they don't take time to look at it and all that. They're trying to get it before the next fish gets it. It's a competition to them too. They want the bait before they can't get the bait and somebody else, or another fish gets it. So that makes it a lot of fun to have a little 1-2 punch going on. Hey folks, for my tip of the week, I think one thing really important to realize is when you get on these busting shad along a bank like this, and you go down the bank, instead of picking your motor up and firing up and trying to find another area, you have to almost remember that these fish will chase these shad down this bank, and then they'll turn around and chase them right back up. They try to corral them. And you can go up and down this bank for hours while they're trying to bust them up in here. You could sit on a spot and not chase the bass, and a lot of times what happens is the shad will move down because the bass are chasing them all the way down the bank, and you'll see them blasting down the bank, and all of a sudden you'll see them coming right back up to you. So either way, I like to chase them back and forth. We kind of go back and forth on the bank, but the biggest tip I can give you is just because you went down the bank once doesn't mean it's done. It's like all new water again as soon as you turn the trolling motor around and start heading back up the bank. And I'll tell you what, you'll catch a lot more fish doing that than running all over the lake. Oh, he got one. He got one, folks. Come on, Dan, get that fish. Get that fish. He blasted on that thing, didn't he?
I think I got the smallest one that was in that pack.
You got the smallest one. Oh, we're only in 5 foot of water. No wonder those fish. Got him. 5 foot of water right under the boat, folks. It's fun. You just can't beat this kind of fishing, you know. Bartlett Lake bass. You could probably catch 60 fish a day doing this. There he is. I got him. Oh, this is a better fish too, son. This is a better fish. He's not huge, but he's a fun one. Bigger than what we've been catching here. Oh yeah, a little bit better fish right there. Dan, look at that. You know what happens? A slim shot got it. Here we go, here we go. Ah, I got you. Folks, man, what a day on Bartlett. Probably stay out here and catch a lot of fish. I'll tell you, it's crazy because these are great, drop shots are great when you're seeing these fish bust shad a lot, you know, and then they kind of turn down a little bit. You can kind of throw the drop shot out there a little bit, and not to mention that a lot of the little fish will sometimes bust up top, but the bigger ones are down below the shad, huh? Yes. So, you know, Dan, I've had a great day on the show today here at Bartlett. I hope you folks had a great time watching the show. I tell you what, we've had a lot of fun together over the years, fishing tournaments and helping out with the show, and I really appreciate it, my friend. I'll tell you what,
had a good time.
Get some Ricos, and I'll tell you what, don't ever discount the drop shot, but we did all this today, folks, on a full moon. So don't let the full moon be the death of you because you don't want to go out. They're busting still back behind us. These fish are hitting. You just got to find the right areas. Chase those fish and you'll catch a lot. If you get a chance to go out on a guide trip with good old Dan Zehring here, take it because he's a great guide and he has a lot of fun. Thank you so much for showing us the lake today, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey, we'll see you next time. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.